The history of the Sephardic Jews begins with their settlement on the Iberian Peninsula, a region that encompasses modern-day Spain and Portugal. Jewish presence in Iberia dates back over 2,000 years, long before the rise of Christianity and Islam. It is believed that Jews first arrived during the Roman Empire's occupation of the region, and they continued to establish communities in various parts of the peninsula over the centuries. During the early periods, Jews in Iberia lived in relative peace, and their communities were well integrated into the local culture. Under Roman rule, Jews maintained their distinct religious identity while contributing to the economy and culture of the region. By the time of the Visigoths, 5th to 8th century, Jews had become an integral part of Iberian society. However, the fall of the Roman Empire and the subsequent rise of different powers, including the Visigoths, brought increased religious and social tensions. The Visigoths, who were Christian, often persecuted Jews, forcing many to live under harsh conditions. The arrival of the Moors, Muslim forces, in the 8th century dramatically changed the situation for Jews in Iberia. Under Muslim rule, Jews were allowed to practice their religion freely and enjoyed a relatively high degree of autonomy. This period, known as Al-Andalus, became a golden age for the Jewish people in Iberia. Jews were often employed as physicians, scholars, and advisors, contributing significantly to the intellectual and cultural life of the region. They lived in flourishing centers of learning, such as Córdoba and Toledo, where the blending of Jewish, Muslim, and Christian cultures created a rich intellectual and artistic environment. However, the peace and prosperity Jews experienced under Muslim rule began to wane with the Reconquista, the Christian reconquest of Iberia. The political landscape shifted dramatically as Christian kingdoms gradually reclaimed territory from the Moors. Despite this, the Jews continued to thrive in the newly established Christian kingdoms, especially in cities such as Toledo and Barcelona, where they often served as financiers and administrators. The period from the 8th to the 12th century, under Muslim rule in Iberia, represents the golden age of Sephardic Jews. This era, known as Al-Andalus, was marked by a flourishing of Jewish culture, scholarship, and intellectual achievement. During this time, Jews experienced unprecedented levels of prosperity and cultural integration. Jewish communities in Al-Andalus enjoyed a degree of religious freedom and economic success that was unparalleled in other parts of Europe during the same period. In Al-Andalus, Jewish intellectuals, philosophers, scientists, and poets thrived. The most famous of these was Moses Maimonides, a Jewish philosopher and physician whose works became foundational to both Jewish and medieval philosophy. Maimonides' writings, such as The Guide for the Perplexed, were highly influential not only in Jewish thought, but also in the broader intellectual currents of the time, bridging the gap between Islamic philosophy and Christian scholasticism. In addition to philosophy, the Jews of Al-Andalus excelled in the sciences, including astronomy, medicine, and mathematics. They translated and preserved Greek and Roman texts, many of which had been lost to Europe during the early Middle Ages. This helped reintroduce classical knowledge to the West, playing a crucial role in the intellectual rebirth of Europe during the Renaissance. Jewish communities in Al-Andalus also flourished in the arts, particularly in literature and music. Hebrew poetry in particular saw a renaissance, with many poets gaining widespread recognition. The cultural integration between Jews, Muslims, and Christians in Al-Andalus created an atmosphere of creativity and intellectual exchange that remains a significant chapter in the history of the Jewish people. However, the golden age of Al-Andalus would not last forever. As Christian forces began to reclaim territory during the Reconquista, tensions between Jews, Muslims, and Christians increased. The fall of Córdoba in 1236 and later Granada in 1492 marked the end of Muslim rule in Iberia and signaled the beginning of a period of persecution for the Jews. The Reconquista, the centuries-long campaign by Christian kingdoms to reclaim Iberia from Muslim rule, was a pivotal event in the history of the Sephardic Jews. As Christian forces gradually expanded their territory, the Jews of Iberia began to face increasing pressure. Initially, Jews in Christian-ruled territories were allowed to practice their faith and were often integrated into the social and economic fabric of society. Many Jews served as advisors, financiers, and merchants to the Christian kings. However, as the Reconquista neared its conclusion, the situation for Jews in Iberia began to change. The rise of religious fervor among the Christian monarchy, coupled with growing anti-Semitism, led to increasing persecution. By the late 15th century, the Catholic monarchs, Ferdinand and Isabella, had unified Spain and sought to impose religious uniformity across their newly formed kingdom. This desire for religious purity culminated in the issuance of the Alhambra Decree in 1492, which ordered the expulsion of all Jews from Spain unless they converted to Christianity. The expulsion had devastating consequences for the Sephardic Jewish community. Approximately 200,000 Jews were forced to leave their homes, leaving behind their property, businesses, and possessions. Many sought refuge in other parts of Europe, particularly the Ottoman Empire, North Africa, and Italy, while others traveled to the New World in search of safety and freedom. Despite the hardships they faced, many Sephardic Jews managed to rebuild their lives in their new homes, forming vibrant communities in places like Istanbul, Salonika, and Cairo. In addition to the expulsion of Jews, the Alhambra Decree also forced thousands of Jews who had been coerced into converting to Christianity, known as conversos or marranos, to either conform fully to Christian practices or risk persecution. Many of these conversos secretly continued to practice Judaism, leading to a complex and sometimes dangerous existence. Following the expulsion from Spain, the Sephardic Jews were dispersed across the globe, creating a vast diaspora that would shape Jewish history for centuries to come. The communities they formed in places like the Ottoman Empire, North Africa, and the Netherlands would become centers of Sephardic culture and scholarship. The Sephardic Jews were known for their ability to adapt to new environments while maintaining their distinct cultural identity. In the Ottoman Empire, Jews found a welcoming environment where they were able to rebuild their lives and contribute significantly to the economy and culture. The empire's religious tolerance allowed Sephardic Jews to flourish in cities like Istanbul, Salonika, and Izmir. These communities maintained their language, Ladino, a Judeo-Spanish dialect, and their unique religious practices. Over time, the Ottoman Sephardic Jews became known for their contributions to trade, education, and diplomacy. In addition to the Ottoman Empire, Sephardic Jews also established communities in North Africa, particularly in Morocco, Tunisia, and Algeria. In these regions, they continued to practice their distinct Sephardic traditions and preserved their cultural heritage. The Sephardic Jews also became a significant presence in the Americas, particularly in places like Brazil, where they played a role in the development of the colonial economy. Despite their dispersion, the Sephardic Jews continued to maintain a strong sense of identity and pride in their heritage. The preservation of their unique language, religious practices, and cultural traditions allowed them to maintain their distinctiveness even in the face of adversity. The Sephardic diaspora is a testament to the resilience and strength of a community that, despite being scattered across the world, has continued to thrive and contribute to the global Jewish experience. Today, the Sephardic Jewish community continues to thrive and contribute to Jewish culture and the broader world. With communities in Israel, Turkey, the United States, and France, Sephardic Jews have maintained a rich cultural heritage while adapting to the modern world. Despite the challenges they faced over the centuries, including the expulsion from Spain and the destruction of their communities in Europe, Sephardic Jews have managed to preserve their unique traditions, including their language, Ladino, music, cuisine, and religious practices. The Sephardic Jewish experience serves as a powerful reminder of the resilience of the Jewish people in the face of adversity. Their history, which includes periods of prosperity and hardship, has shaped the course of Jewish history and contributed to the diversity of the Jewish people. Sephardic Jews continue to play a vital role in Jewish communities around the world, and their contributions to the arts, sciences, and culture remain an important part of the global heritage. In Israel, Sephardic Jews represent a significant portion of the population, and their traditions continue to influence the cultural landscape of the country. Similarly, in the United States and France, Sephardic Jews have formed tight-knit communities that preserve their unique customs, while also integrating into the broader society. The legacy of the Sephardic Jews is a testament to the enduring power of cultural identity and the ability of a community to thrive even after centuries of upheaval and displacement. The story of the Sephardic Jews is a testament to resilience, adaptability, and the power of cultural identity in the face of adversity. From their early days in the Iberian Peninsula to their golden age in Al-Andalus, their journey through the hardships of the Reconquista and the expulsion of 1492, and their subsequent dispersion across the globe, Sephardic Jews have demonstrated a remarkable ability to preserve their traditions and contribute to the broader cultural landscape. Despite centuries of upheaval, the Sephardic Jewish community has managed to maintain a vibrant and unique identity. Their language, Ladino, their religious customs, music, and cuisine have continued to thrive, even in exile. The communities they established in places like the Ottoman Empire, North Africa, and the Americas have played a significant role in shaping the global Jewish experience and have made invaluable contributions to the societies in which they integrated. Today, the Sephardic legacy continues to influence Jewish culture and beyond. From Israel to the United States, France, and beyond, Sephardic Jews remain an integral part of the Jewish diaspora, preserving their cultural heritage while contributing to the diversity of the modern world. Their history is not one of despair, but of survival and flourishing, reflecting the enduring spirit of a people who, despite facing immense challenges, continue to inspire and enrich the global community. The story of Sephardic Jews is not just a historical account. It is a living legacy that continues to shape the Jewish people and the world around them. Their ability to overcome adversity, adapt to new environments, and maintain their cultural identity is a powerful reminder of the strength of the human spirit and the importance of preserving heritage in an ever-changing world.